I've literally been to African weddings where I've seen aunties sit there and like talk about the bride. When you're in your seasons of like happiness and stuff, I'm telling you, the evil eye is so real. And that's where you really have to like guard and protect yourself. You really have to pray for God's protection, you know, really cover yourself, cover your union, because that's when the devil will be hard at work trying to destroy. It's not until you really get there and you really realize, oh snap, like I'm really about to lose my last name. I'm really marrying into this family. Immediately after I got engaged, I don't think I've even said this on my channel, I was experiencing a lot of anxiety.
I may be young, but I'm ready to give you all my love.
Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Michelle Amaray, and if you are new here, hi, hello, welcome to my channel. So today's video will be a chit chat, get ready with me. I'll be talking about how my engagement has been going so far, different things I've experienced, and just some lessons that I've picked up along this journey. But before we get into all of that, I'm gonna go ahead and review a perfume that I was sent by Dossier. Dossier is a brand that reproduces high quality luxury perfumes, but you can get those same scents at a fraction of the cost. Usually luxury perfumes can retail anywhere from like $50 to $200 plus, but it's really nice to still be able to access those same scents for way less. Now the thing about Dossier is that they have a really cool risk-free system. So when you open your Dossier perfume, you get a card that tells you information about the perfume you got, as well as a small tester bottle where you can go ahead and try out the perfume risk-free before committing to the larger 50 milliliter perfume bottle. If you smell it and figure out that it's not the scent for you, you can go ahead and return it within 30 days for a full refund, no questions asked. Now this perfume is inspired by Dior's J'adore. I'll leave the spelling on the screen, perfume. And it has very sweet notes like mandarin, green leaves, and sweet pea. So definitely something up my alley. I love feminine, super sweet, fruity scents. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and try this out for you guys and let you guys know what I think. Wow. Now I think this actually has to be probably my favorite perfume that I've reviewed from Dossier so far. What I like about it is that it still has its like fruity notes in it, but it almost reminds me of like fresh linen clothing type scent. Like it's not overbearing with the sweetness. And I really like that because that's like a scent I'd be happy to wear casually on a daily basis. So I think this is an amazing perfume. And like I've said, I've reviewed other perfumes from Dossier and there hasn't been a miss. Now I'll be leaving a discount code down below for you guys for some money off. But also if you buy in bulk, like 3 or more, you can get up to 25% off. Dossier is constantly adding new perfumes to its collection, so definitely this is a brand you want to keep your eyes on out for, and it's a great way to experience luxury perfumes and scents, but at a fraction of the cost. Now I wanted to share with you guys my growing Dossier collection. So far I have 5 of their perfumes, and this is the one I reviewed in today's video. I looked online and the J'adore perfume actually costs about $107. And so to get this for like less than that, plus even way more with my discount, which is down below, is absolutely amazing. And I love the design of these bottles because it honestly makes it so easy to kind of just throw into your purse and just go about your day, keep one in your car type situation. So thank you, Dossier, for sponsoring today's video. All right, so diving right into this video, forgive me, I'm not really gonna spend so much time showing you guys products and stuff that I use. I'm a very basic like makeup person, so I don't think it'd be any help anyway. But I wanted to make this video because I miss talking to y'all. Oh my goodness, I haven't posted in like quite some time now. And it's honestly because of so many different things. As some of you guys might know, I'm currently in like real estate school. I'm trying to get this license before I start school. I'm almost done. So I'm excited and happy about that. And then also just life changes. Like, you know, I'm starting law school soon. I I have like 2 trips coming up, so that's busy, like planning and all that kind of stuff. So a girl's like been mentally occupied, but I did want to take some time and just chat with you guys and just kind of provide like a bit of a life update. I can't go into too much detail on certain things like with law school, because I will be posting a video very soon on where I'm going to law school, how I made my decision, and all the different factors that played into that. So stay on the lookout for that video. But I did want to focus this video on just like the engagement process so far. So my fiance and I are going to hit 6 months being engaged on the 31st of this month. So that's like in 2 days from when I'm recording this video right now. And it's crazy. Honestly and truly, time has flown by. Like literally time has flown by. And to be honest, like it's been so beautiful. I think engagement is such a beautiful feeling because it's like, we're not just like boyfriend and girlfriend or nothing, not just dating. Like, this is my life partner. This is somebody I've committed to doing this life thing with. You know, now we're having well, not even just now. We've been having these kind of conversations when we started dating, but like, you know, really talking about children, how many we want, where we're gonna live after law school, just so many different things. And even with like this law school journey, to be very honest, I'm not the type of girl that have probably like moved or like adjusted my life plans for a boyfriend. Like, I'm not doing that for a boyfriend. But a fiance, that's different. It be hitting different. And so now, even in this process of like navigating law school, I will tell you this, I have made some decisions with my law school journey that I would have never dreamed about making before I met my fiance. Like, there's just no way I would have readjusted my life like that for a man. And here we are. But like, I think that's the beautiful thing about engagement, because it provides such a clarity to your relationship and just to your life, where it's like, you know, I'm not just living as a singular woman who just does things that are best for me. It's now a team. Like, we're now in this together. So I have to take into account my fiance and our life, our future plans, family planning when I'm making different decisions. And with law school being the major decision I'm making right now, you know, that definitely played a big role and stuff like that. So yeah, I think engagement so far has really just made things like, it's already been real, but it got even realer. Now, I do want to talk about like wedding planning, because I definitely have gotten some questions about that. I just want to let you guys know that when I like get in the thick of like wedding planning, you guys will know, because I will be creating content. I definitely do plan on like sharing my wedding journey and everything with you guys. I mean, y'all have been here from the proposal, the engagement and everything. So of course, I'd like to bring you guys along that journey. But honestly, right now, because I'm starting my first year of law school, and the first year is like the craziest year and so much is writing on it. Hold on, I'll be back. But yeah, because the first year of law school is just so difficult and so much is like writing on like my grades that semester or that year, I just don't want to put myself in a position where I'm like stressed and trying to like juggle too much at once. So I'm just not going to. And I know I'm a very extra person. Yes, I'll have wedding planners and stuff like that and have help, but I'm very like, if my wedding, I want to know every single detail. I want to know what kind of napkins we're using. I want to know the flowers, what season they're in bloom. Like, I want to know all of that. And so I can't just give that responsibility to somebody else and trust that they'll give it the same kind of care that I would and the same kind of diligence. And so that is why I'm not going full force into wedding planning right now. To be honest, we are going to have a little bit of a longer engagement, and that's not really ideal. Like, I would have loved to be getting married like a year after we got engaged, like people typically do. But honestly and truly, I can't come and kill myself. Like, you know, I'm in school. I can't help that. I need to get my degree and know that that's done. But yeah, I need some time. And I also know that I will definitely not be waiting until I'm done with law school to get married and start my life. Like, that's not happening. So I definitely will be graduating law school with my JD in my MRS. Thanks. But I just can't do wedding planning my first year of law school. So we do have tentative dates for when we want, like, you know, when we're doing our pre-wedding shoot, our traditional, our white wedding, honeymoon and stuff like that. We do have that set and like, you know, thinking and have venue ideas and stuff like that. I actually know where I want to do my white wedding. I'm so excited about that. But yeah, so I'm just right now very chill with like wedding planning. I am still looking at wedding stuff. I am still trying to figure out what I want, things I'm interested in, like different inspo and ideas I have for the wedding. But in terms of like booking anything or putting down payments for any vendors, I am not there yet. And I will say for anybody like engaged or in the process or journey or anything, I think it's really important to kind of know and understand pretty early what you and your partner's grand vision of your wedding is going to be. I mean, my man's vision for it is basically whatever I want. So there's that. But if you guys are in a situation where you need to like kind of compromise or like you want a big wedding, he wants a small wedding, that's kind of stuff you need to kind of get hashed out pretty early. Luckily, my man and I are on the same page. We're both very like intimate, like people who just like having smaller crowd. Like I just feel like a wedding is such a spiritual moment and journey in your life. I literally don't want people at my wedding who I don't know, haven't seen forever, haven't talked to, don't have a personal relationship with, because it's just so weird. I've literally been to African weddings where I've seen aunties sit there and like talk about the bride, talk about their family, talk about other guests. And it's like, I don't want that energy. Like my wedding's not a spectacle for you to come and see and judge, rank. Oh, Michelle's wedding ranks number 3. I want to just enjoy my day with my people, and yeah. And further along on the wedding point, with my wedding coming a bit later, I've really started to think about like things that I want, you know, how I want things structured. I will go ahead and just say right now, I'm definitely not going to be like a traditional bride. Like I'm not doing everything that most people do. I am kind of weird with some of the things I want with my wedding, but I love it and it's me. And I feel like your wedding is like the one thing that you should unapologetically do just the way you want to do it. And so I'm doing some things that are kind of abnormal, but I love it and it's going to make me happy, and that's what I want. And on the point of like longer engagements, I feel like everybody's situation is just different. And so you really shouldn't like rush and compare yourself. Like I know people who got engaged around the time that I did that are getting married before me. And it's not something that I feel to be like, oh my God, I feel insecure about that or nothing. Like everybody's situation is different. And so when it happens for me, it happens. And I know it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be everything that I've ever wanted. And I also do love the fact that we're having a longer engagement just because I'll go ahead and say this, we've been engaged now longer than we've dated. And so it's just really beautiful to be able to continue to date each other, but in the realm of like a serious committed relationship as fiance. And so it's just been a very beautiful and amazing journey to be able to have more of that time in like the super dating phase kinda, but still having that commitment in mind and knowing where we're headed. So I really do love that, and I really am enjoying our engagement season. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is like just reactions and stuff, like just how things have evolved in dealing with like other people since my engagement. I will say that I did have a situation where like I had to go ahead and block a family member on social media just because of, you know, just behavior and reaction towards me and my fiance regarding our engagement. Here's the thing, I'm not one of those people who's like, oh my gosh, y'all be watching my stuff and y'all don't want to tell me this, y'all don't want to like my pictures and engage with my content, and everybody's a low-key hater and hates them. Oh my goodness, that I think having that kind of mentality about everybody is just tiring, and it's just really you projecting your own insecurities about yourself. When you're confident, you're not checking for who checking for you or not. You just doing you, and you're reciprocating and keeping people in your corner that are showing you real, genuine love. And that's it. That's all I focus on. But now, when you take the initiative or take it on yourself to come at me with stupid or weird energy, I will then get involved and move accordingly. And so anyway, as if you guys follow me on Instagram, by the way, this is my Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, my Instagram stories and stuff, like I love to cook. And so I remember on this one day, I posted an African recipe of a dish that my man enjoys. I enjoy making it too. And so I shared the recipe because I got questions about it, how to make it and stuff. I shared it on my story. And so anyway, at the end of the recipe, I said, hey, my fiance loves this recipe a lot, so it's fiance approved or whatever. Like my man enjoys it a lot, something along those lines. And so she messaged me on Instagram and DM me and goes, you know, I'm coming to you as like your big cousin. Mind you, big cousin, I don't hear from you like ever. So that kind of confused me. And she was like, this my man thing, is it part of your brand? Now you see, I have respect for people who can come to you up front with their weird energy. You know, there's no pretentiousness. There's no, you know, maneuvering like this. Like just flat out, this is what it is. This is how I'm feeling. I have so much more respect for people like that. But now when you sugar and coat it and try to project in a very closeted manner, that's very weird. And I feel like that's a very dangerous characteristic to have as an individual. And so I played stupid. I was like, LOL, I don't know what you mean. And she responds a bit later and goes, oh, just forget it. Let me just basically stay in my lane. Something along those lines, like just disregard it, that kind of thing. So anyway, I talked to my fiance about it and he was like, that's just very weird energy. And that's high key, very hater type energy. And so me, I'm like, man, that's my cousin though. I don't want to cut off my cousin or block my cousin. But you know, being in this season of like engagement and preparing to start a family, start a life with somebody, you have to be very protective over your relationship, over what matters to you. Like you have to guard it viciously. And so one thing I'm very good at doing, and I do quite regularly, is if I'm like feeling some kind of weird or negative energy or just, you know, my intuition is strong. Like I feel like God really places it on my heart to know when something just isn't right, a relationship just isn't meant for me. And I move accordingly. I don't need to sit down and wait around for somebody to really show their colors before I do what I need to do. Like I'm going to move because that's how you protect yourself and that's how you avoid a lot of stuff. I don't really like giving people the benefit of the doubt too often because if my intuition is telling me this isn't it, I'm listening to my intuition, I'm listening to my gut, and I'm moving accordingly. And so when my fiance told me that, although like, yeah, I did struggle a little bit because I'm like, man, that's blood. But to be very honest, it was just very weird energy. And here's the thing about life. It's the people closest to you that are able and capable of doing the most harm to you. It's not the stranger that don't know nothing about you, that don't know where you live, don't know nothing. It's the people who are really close to you or who have been close to you that have the most capability to really impact harm on you. And so it's just really important to be very cautious of that kind of energy and to move accordingly. Because God forbid you find yourself in a situation where you're telling yourself, man, I should have listened to myself. I should have listened to my gut. And that's just not a position I ever want to be in. So I be the type to cut and block so quick. Like once something is weird and something's off and I'm just feeling like, this ain't it. Something's going on here. Baby, I'll be so quick to hit that block button and just remove that person from my life and move accordingly. And so that's what I had to do there. As somebody who experiences a lot of happiness and joy, I can only extend that to other people. And although I might not be in a certain place that I would want to, I'm not going to look at somebody who's already there and have like any kind of disdain or hate in my heart. Like, why does it matter that I call him my man and that I love talking about him and then I love like, you know, doing life with him? Like, why would somebody see that kind of energy and want to be like, is this part of your brand? Is this fake? It's just such weird behavior and I don't understand it and I don't want to understand it because I know for me, you know, I'm like at the happiest I've really ever been in life, so content with so many different things that have been going on in my life. And it's like, I only have love and genuine energy to really extend to other people. You know, that's not really in my heart to extend hate. And even if I'm going through moments of jealousy, because we're human, you know, it's okay to feel that way sometimes. But I check myself. And the last thing I would ever do is go project that on somebody and kind of rain on their parade just because I'm not completely happy at where I'm at right now. That's just really weird to me. And so I moved and I completely removed ties to her because, you know, if I'm seeing content that's making me feel some type of way, what I do is I mute, I block, I unfriend something. Those options are there. And I guess since she didn't want to take it upon herself to do that, I went ahead and did it for her. So, you know, just be very cautious. When you're in your seasons of like happiness and stuff, I'm telling you, the evil eye is so real. And that's where you really have to like guard and protect yourself. You really have to pray for God's protection, you know, really cover yourself, cover your union, because that's when the devil be hard at work trying to destroy. He doesn't want to see nobody happy, nobody fulfilled or anything. So really guard and protect yourself. Even with people you call friends, like if you're feeling like something's off, move accordingly. Move accordingly. In seasons of life like this and like transitional periods in life, what you'll experience and what I've been experiencing is that certain relationships I'm leaning into more, and certain relationships I'm realizing I've outgrown. And it's so important to be at peace with those transitions in life. Not every relationship, not every friendship is for a lifetime, and that's okay. Maybe some people you were with when you were single and y'all would do X, Y, and Z and talk about certain things. Now that you're in a different stage in life, that just doesn't fit you anymore. Those conversations, those places, you know, the things that united you guys and kept you guys in a friendship or relationship just isn't there anymore. And so naturally, those kind of fall off. And that's fine. And so that's definitely something else I've been experiencing in this season. And I love it. I feel like, especially now with me starting law school, I just want God to completely just filter out my life. Filter out any friendships, any relationships that just do not feel genuine or completely there. Like, just go ahead and release and let go, and so that I allow space so that I can pour into the relationships that I do have, and also create space for others that God has in store for me to come in. And I think that's really important to do, especially as a woman. And I think in this season, I'm also learning how to be hyper selective over the kind of people I allow in my life. Although I'm on like social media and stuff, and you know, I guess I come off as a pretty friendly person. I am pretty friendly. Like, you know, I love to love, like I really do. But I'm very protective and very guarded over the way I love and over the relationships I have, because I know that when I call somebody like my person, whether that's in friendship or relationship or whatever, that's not a title that I carry lightly. Like I will do so, like I would go so far for you. I'm not gonna say anything, but I will go extremely far for you. I know the kind of love I have. I know what it's capable of doing for people. And so I'm not going to treat it like it's just anything and cheapen it by giving it to everybody. It's not everybody that smiles in my face and stuff like that I'm like, oh yeah, let's be complete friends and tell you my entire life story. No, I'm going to take my time, and as my spirit feels led and I have a sense of peace about people, I'll move accordingly. Like I really do care about the energy and the energy that I expend, because especially now with starting law school and being a fiance and wedding planning and stuff, my time, my energy is just too precious to just be spending it on situations and people that aren't deserving of that anymore. And I think another thing engagement has done for me is that, not that I don't need my friends anymore. Obviously, when I say I have amazing friends, I have amazing sisters, like friendship to the level of sisterhood. Like I value that so much. But I think with now being in a committed life partnership with like your fiance and everything, it's like, before I used to have those networks, like my friendships that I would lean on for like that emotional support and things that I need. But now I find more and more that like there's less need for our conversations to be surrounded by my issues and what I'm dealing with and emotional problems and stuff like that. because I have my fiance. My fiance is my number one friend, my number one life partner. Like, that's it. That's it for me. But I'm not naive to think that there are things that my friends, female friends, can offer me that he can't. Just by nature of being a man. Sometimes men just don't get certain things. And like, that's okay. And so I think a man can never be replaceable for having female companionship in your life. But I do find that now, with being engaged and everything, and just with the seriousness of our relationship, I find that I can be more of just a jovial person around friends. Our conversations don't have to be so dark and gloomy, talking about things that are difficult and what I'm going through. I can really just be a friend. I can really just discuss happier things and spend time enjoying each other's company. And it's not that our relationships now become like surface level or nothing, because obviously I can and I do still confide in them in certain things, but it just gives me more space to just be the happier me and not spend our time discussing really sad, dark things. So I'm really, really grateful about that. And that's really something that this engagement period has shown me. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is just like how like this engagement period has made me realize how much like my life is about to change. Like, I'm talking major changes. Not, you know, like, I've always been the type of girl that was like, yes, I'm taking my husband's name, period. Like, wife me up in his family ASAP. Like, hey mama, like, that's what I always knew that I wanted and I still want. But it's not until you really get there and you really realize, oh snap, like, I'm really about to lose my last name. I'm really marrying into this family. And so I think things are really starting to get real. Like, things are really getting real. And I think that point was magnified for me. So recently, my fiance's father, my future father-in-law, turned 70, and we all threw like a really big, amazing surprise birthday party for him. It was great. Like, it was such a beautiful event. And so I was in charge of decor and everything. And so, you know, his mom trusted me with that. And that was just really sweet to be able to play a role and like helping in everything. And at the event, like, she thanked me as his fiance. Her friends and other extended family members were welcoming me into the family. Like, you don't understand how beautiful it feels to be told, welcome into the family. Like, that honestly had to be like the highlight of that day. And like meeting extended family and stuff, like, it was just such a beautiful event and opportunity. But it really made me realize, like, man, like, things are really changing. Like, I'm no longer my last name for my father, but I'm now marrying into this family and bearing their last name. And so obviously, as a correct Naija girl, I had to come to the event properly. Child, when I tell you my hair was done, makeup was done, outfit banging, I made sure I did a good job at the decor so that my future mother-in-law would love it, and everybody was raving on how much of a great job I did. That was important to me, because it's like, I don't only represent myself now or my family that I'm coming from. I'm an extension of this family. I'm representing this family. You know, how I carry myself around their family and friends is now speaking to them. And so, sis, I was doing things like, I served my mother-in-law and my father-in-law their food in front of everybody, brought them their plates, brought my fiance his plate, like, different things. I had to make sure I was on point and just carried myself well, because I was a representation of them. When you care and love people, you care about how they're viewed, especially in a community like the Nigerian community. So that event really highlighted to me, like, yeah, things are really changing for me. Like, I'm really joining a family and really like part of this now. Even things when it comes to like family pictures. We had a photographer at the event. I didn't have to be the weird girlfriend at the family Christmas party who is always at the side of the pictures, because in case y'all broke up, they could easily just crop you out. I was there in the center of these pictures. My mother-in-law was calling me over to come take pictures and stuff like that. Like, you know, like, this is really a forever ever thing. And it was really clicking for me. And so I just think that's like a beautiful part of like this engagement period. It's just how people treat you differently. Like, you're, as a girlfriend, okay, you're the girlfriend. But as the wife, and then especially being an African girl, when you hear our wife, that one, it just really gingers your soul. Like, me, our wife. That's how you know you did it too. Okay, so I went ahead and finished my makeup off camera, but I did want to go ahead and conclude this video. I will say, all in all, this engagement period has been amazing. I will say though, before or immediately after I got engaged, I don't think I've even said this on my channel, I was experiencing a lot of anxiety, and I had to go online on like Reddit and stuff and see if like other people experience like anxiety after getting engaged or anything. And it's not like the type of anxiety where I was like double thinking and rethinking my decision, like did I make the right decision or nothing. Saying yes to my man was the easiest decision I could have ever made. I think the issue was like understanding the gravity of that yes and the gravity of what's coming, marriage and all that kind of stuff. I think it kind of made me very anxious. Like I'm not typically a very anxious person, but I definitely was experiencing that. So for anybody who's in a similar situation or has recently been engaged, I just want you to know that that is normal. It's okay, but don't allow yourself to feed into the fear and stuff like that. Counteract that with positive affirmations and things of that nature, because I do think it's quite normal that before like a major life change, and I feel like I'll experience the same thing when I'm getting ready to give birth to my child. Like motherhood itself, I'm sure will make me very anxious, but just know it's okay, and there's other people who also experience the same thing. And for other people who might be in the same situation with like having a longer engagement period, it's really not something to be ashamed about. I personally really do enjoy it, and I really am loving the prospect of it, just because it really just gives us time to just be engaged. Some people get engaged and start wedding planning immediately, and that can be very stressful and quite taxing on your relationship. So it's really nice that my man and I are just very casual with things. We'll send each other pictures and ideas for the wedding and stuff like that, but it's very stress-free and low pressure, and I love it. And we also have time now, like we're about to fly out in like 2 days, or actually tomorrow, for a trip, and just like spend time together and just really continue to learn and grow and just be in the season of engagement. But yeah, that's everything I wanted to say in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I was kind of vulnerable about different things. Obviously with marriage, I can't sit here and spill all the beans and tell you guys everything, you know, like marriage and my relationship is something that I will continue to guard and keep personal. The things I will share are things that I will share. Things that I'm not sharing, I'm not going to share, and I will never be pressured to share that. But yes, that's everything I felt comfortable to share. Please stay tuned for more updates on law school and so many other life changes. I can't wait to share those things. Go ahead and give this video a like. Comment down below any comments you might have, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
You a bad girl and your friends bad too. Oh, you got the swag, saucy drippin' swag, do. You a bad girl and your friends bad too.